Hello everybody and welcome back to MegaDimension Neptunia VII. On the last episode we fed R4 a whole bunch of food and she broke out of the book. Yep. Because they didn't like the foods. Well, I guess then I think this the whole thing was just a bunch of talking. We didn't get to finish all of it. We ran out of time.
Yeah, it's pretty badass.
But I want to show you guys some of the stuff that I got, because like I did with the Legend of Heroes, I bought and got all the DLC that I could find or cared about whatsoever. For Legend of Heroes, it was just costumes. Here, it's got costumes and their weapons. Now, I'm not going to use those weapons because I actually think it would be better to show you. See, their costumes, even though I don't want to use them, because I just don't. They're nightwear costumes, I really don't care. They have stats increases on them, which kinda makes me want to use them, because they have increases. Now, the items I got were some accessories. Look at this. There's probably a point in the game where this is reasonable, but yeah, there's just no reason. And look at the effects on it. In return for being unable to move, you automatically restore 10% of HP and SP. No, because you don't get much move. You actually lose all of it. Jeez. That's limiting, but it's more powerful. I mean, seriously, look at this. And these are just accessories. So I'm not gonna use them. And then comes the weapons. Get these right. There it is. Okay, so this is the weapon she currently has. The weapon itself has 900 attack. Or it's 700. No, I think it's 900. I think the difference is 790. But still. And then 200 intellect? That's ridiculous. But then this one has 1,000 attack. And this one has, I think that's supposed to be technique. 100 technique added to it. But I'm not using these unless it comes to a point where they're reasonably acceptable. But, no, these will break it so fast. This goes for everybody. She has hers. And Neptune has hers. And Neptune's look cool. And this Japanese paper. Yep. That's pretty much it. This is ridiculous. I thought they were going to be like costume weapons or, you know, actual weapons, but I didn't think the stats that they would give would be so much. Well, I can always use them when the time comes, but it just ain't time for it. Especially this early in the game, I'd kill everything in a hit. R4 managed to get away, but what will we do? We're chasing after her, of course, now that she knows where this base is. We don't know when she'll attack. Sorry, we can't go and search for that Crossler person, Jersey. Oh, don't worry about me. Besides, if this place gets attacked, then it will be terrible for other monsters living here. I owe you one. Man, I really dropped the ball, too. I didn't know there was a way to escape my specimen book. Without any clues, how will we locate R4? That's the problem, isn't it? she just disappeared. We have no idea where to look. Don't sweat it. This magical rod will lead the way for us. What's that? It's just a stick. I grabbed it from over there. So you stand this up on the ground and let go. The magical rod is pointing that way, so R4 must be over there. But didn't you just pick it up from the ground? At this point, let's not worry about the details. We don't have clues anyhow, so let's just try looking in the direction it's... I mean, yeah, why not? That totally makes sense. Okay.
No one knew.
I forgot how we did this. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Didn't mean to do that. Oh well.
It doesn't matter who you are. I'll fight to the fullest. I'm sorry. Yay, we won!
Yeah. That's kinda... That was not going to end any other way.
Strong, huh?
Okay, and how exactly? Oh boy. Okay, so yeah, I think it would be here. Yeah, here it is. When route building, you create new routes and traverse the world. Destination. Here's each point. I'm guessing maybe I just need to click on it. Or maybe not. Am I missing something here? Seriously? No. Wait. This is the stadium. This is the, yeah, this is the arena. Huh. So wait, when is that unlocked? They run slowly.
You've got some guts to fight me.
What should I do? Who to choose?
All right,
Finally.
next.
Bye-bye. I'll be serious.
Is there any reason why these things didn't get a turn?
We won.
Seriously, they just... Nah, they can't do anything.
Here? I'll rest for a bit.
And one. Yeah, but, okay, there we go. There we go. Do I have to be on an actual town area to do this? I'll try to remember those then. So, yeah, now we gotta run all the way back over here. If I knew that, I would have just stopped, like, right over there or something. At least I found a speed up button while I was grinding around. Oh, this terminal is still working. Maybe there's some information left on it. I found something. Month, day. I caught wind of some info that the organization is planning to assassinate the assassination of. Month, day. Can all we do is rely on the assassination? The Ballascom has decided to turn a blind eye. Month, day. Is there no way to prevent the assassination? I'm mortified at my own powerlessness. Month, day. Blank's assassination failed, I feel relieved knowing she remains safe. This entry, it's much more detailed than anything else I found. Is there? Yes, there's more. Month, day, Blank's return to normal. However, Blank's feelings of guilt eat away at her. Month, day, Blank wishes for a Blank. If that is her wish, I will grant it for her. Greetings, Gearsy. What are you looking upon with such a serious expression? Umio, please take a look at this. I think I might have found why this world fell into this situation. I see. It is fragmented, but you can read most of what it contains. If we consider this along the other entries, some person led everything to the brink of destruction, regardless of her will. I can see that too. This also says that she felt incredibly sad about it. Do you think she lost control of herself and went on a blind rampage? It's very possible. Then my next question is, who is this referring to? This is merely conjecture, but R4 and the giant come to mind, as they have a similar point of bringing about destruction. So that means this world really was destroyed by one of those two. It's also probable that the other CPUs, aside from Uzumi, were killed by one of them. That would indeed explain the absence of the other CPUs. Thank you, Gearsy. But there are only theories, but I've come to understand this world and its enemies. I'm glad to be of help, but if R4 does end up being the person who destroyed this world, can we win? What are you getting all whippy for, Gearsy? We're going to win. We've already won, basically. She just had to run away now. Uzumi, how long have you been listening to us? A while. I heard all of it. No matter what her identity is, we'll fight for those who are still living in this world, right? Yes, of course. Let's do whatever we can for the sake of this world. Cool.
Let's go.
Could this be? Hey, Gearsy. Did you feel it too, Inzume? I almost did not say her name right. What's going on? Is it some special thing that only CPUs can understand? I can feel a large amount of sheer energy from up ahead. It feels like a share crystal. Share crystal? What's that? Is that some kind of rare item? To explain simply, it's a crystal with sheer energy condensed into it. In layman's terms, it's a CPU's power-up item. I wouldn't have expected to run into a share crystal in this place. Perhaps that stick from before truly was a magical rod. It might help us for what's coming, so let's play.
Here?
Oh, I guess,
Okay then. Let's go.
well, we reached the stadium. What is this? Why do they have big enemies like this? You know what I don't like in a lot of games? Like, one thing I really don't like, it's probably a little bit petty though. The last boss being some kind of freakish some kind of huge monster. I am so tired of that.
You're sneaking away. To the top.
Like, I don't like the last boss of the game being a large monster.
Just
Like,
kidding.
really? Come on. Especially like if it's like a game with a whole bunch of mostly human characters or something, and then the vice boss is just like some kind of monster thing.
I'll end this all.
Ooh, they really need better.
All right. Get to the special. There. Yeah. Leave this to me.
My turn.
I'm not even kidding. Most of their fights go on longer because of this. Seriously, all these disconnected. I doubt I would have this many turns.
Bye. I'm just glad I finished what I started.
I wonder why they miss so much though. Is there even an accuracy stat in this game? But yeah,
I'll beat you to a bloody
I think one of the things I actually didn't like about Tales of Berseria, because it was unlike most of the other games, almost everybody flawed instead of a more humanoid character, which really limits, in ways it kind of limits how they fight. So
It's my turn.
it was more of an easier game. Like along with it, it was kind of an easier game. And unlike some of the other Tales games I played, I didn't have much problems with it. I had some every now and then, but even when I fought the last boss, I was on the highest difficulty setting I had at the time, which I did after I unlocked the other ones. I did the New Game Plus playthrough. I always do the New Game Plus playthroughs a couple times.
Useless.
And
Now.
it was just to the point when you get all of the power. So like you do the extra dungeon and the last, and what's his name? I forgot his name though. He gets stronger. But aside from a boost in attack or so in defense, he's exactly the same. I don't even think he got like a boost in attack and defense. I think what he got was elemental resistances. He resists everything, including the sword strikes. And on top of that, he had that, what I call the no stagger shield, which is a cheap way, which is what I think is a cheap way of improving difficulty, by giving them a shield where they don't stagger, instead of actually making enemies tougher or you needing more to combat them. All they do is make it where they don't stagger, so they can stagger you when you're in the middle of hitting them.
I'll be serious.
So usually the hardest bosses that I think most people that I know will fight will just have a no stagger shield and they'll be fast. So you get hit way more than you get to attack. And when you do get to attack, they just counter you with that. So it's kind of, yeah, it's just, they're just not difficult. Like, that last game wasn't difficult. And the fight, when he went from Helldolf, when Helldolf was in his giant form, I know it wasn't supposed to be all that difficult, even on harder modes, because he was just big and he was just trying to swat you away and stuff. But it really pushes my buttons, all of them. It was easy. It was much more difficult after he went back to normal. It was more difficult before he went into that form. I didn't even really see a change in strength of his attacks. Not let alone he didn't really hit me when I was fighting him, because he's so big you can easily avoid it.
I shall go forth. Just kidding.
Yeah, but he was so big and he was so easy to avoid. You didn't really have any worries.
Maybe I
And really, boss fights like that are disappointing.
What I started.
I like more how Xillia did theirs. In terms of, they gave them a no stagger shield, yes, but if you got your combos right and you just were good and you knew what you were doing, you could break it after a certain number of hits or something. They just have the no stagger shield. Along with resistances, it becomes a real pain.
I'll be serious.
And it's no fun. You just sitting there attacking and attacking and attacking until they do something. That was one of my gripes with this. I mean, that was one of my gripes with this series. I didn't like that. And I'm hoping when the series comes out, it's different. That disappointed me.
It's my turn.
I didn't really talk about it too much, because when most of the times in the show were large enemies or
Finally.
just when they would do arms. Yeah, did not, they could easily cancel us with their
I'm just glad I
with their
finished
attacks.
what I started. Yay! Successful surprise attack!
I'll end this all.
Finally. Here you go. What should I do?
My turn.
Yeah, things like that just made me feel like it's like they don't really put much effort into it. Xillia's final boss was fine. A good final boss to me. All of it was actually, because you're not like the one Xillia 2's final boss was. He was not tough. He was tough for a sword. He was strong.
I'm a force of fury.
If you weren't careful, he would easily kill you.
10 years too early.
And if he used his mystic art, you're taking a lot of damage. You can literally have the maximum stats, and you're still going to take a wallop. I think they might be 2 spaces apart for me to be able to line it up, because I can't line it up straight very well. Oh no, there we go.
Bad.
It's better than having full health.
Bad.
Watch me, please.
My turn. I'll show you my true strength.
Alright, into the specimen bed. I'll chop you up. Maybe I should have put them in my bag. It hurts.
Now it's over.
I'm so tired. Don't underestimate me. Suzumi's so cool.
But yeah, I have really big gripes with that. I have big gripes with the final bosses being big and with them having a shield like that, because I really find it a cheap way to make bosses or fights just more difficult. It's not that they're more difficult. I can understand them having higher damage reduction or counter tactics or just being smart, evading more. I'm pretty sure we're at a point where the AI, where we have good enough AI to do stuff without them needing more support from. Well, apparently we don't have good enough character stats to be able to avoid them happening to do that. It's just really no fun. By the end of the game, by the end of this area, I was still just doing basic button commands, doing basically what I always do. I block, and I wait for them to attack, and then I move out of it.
Slash and dash.
Bad.
That's literally the whole strategy that I have. I always just have to do that. It's really nothing that's very difficult,
My turn.
because you can just do the same thing. And when they start developing patterns, detectable patterns, it's done. When you start detecting the patterns that they have, the fights are already over. Once they have a pattern, there's nothing more from that boss.
My turn.
Oh, might as well use it on myself.
I shall go forth. Just kidding. All right. Into
Totally
the
lost.
specimen bed. I'll chop you up. Leave this to me.
I need to check them doing these combos with you. I don't really remember what it was.
It'd be kinda nice if you healed me soon, maybe.
Oh no, she only has the 2. So I don't like that. I wonder if there's a weapon that actually unlocks all the slots, so that you can use a combo to your liking, or you can chain multiple combos to your liking instead of being limited. But yeah, do you guys have any kind of gripes with games in terms of the difficulty? I saw her and I still wouldn't attack.
Leave this to me.
My turn.
Finally. Maybe I should have put them in my bag.
I was hoping to take out both of them.
Bad.
Processor unit set.
There is one more thing I had. Probably when it came to this scary. The healers. We didn't have it. Sure, we had little hit skills, and when we transform, we could heal. But yeah, they don't. Your teammates don't use those. Your teammates never use them. Oh, I think I can make another piece.
Here, I'll give you this.
But yeah, I remember on the other games, I would literally just like have one person I would designate as a healer. And I would always have damage that I needed. But to be fair, on the other games, it gets, well, actually, it got easy with the series too.
I'll go calmly.
It would get easy enough for me to just turn my healers into healers. Like nothing, just tell them not to attack. Be completely passive. And they would just heal whenever you take damage. And when you're strong enough, even on the higher difficulties, if you have the strong enough gear and everything, you can literally just fight. Whether it's one enemy or two. If there's one or two bosses. I found that out really easily. Like, it was quite quickly. But it was kind of later in the game. But at the point where you can do that,
Might be kind of nice if you healed me soon.
it's just, how do I explain it? It's just to that point. I was able to easily, oh wow. So what did she get another one of these, or was that another item? I'm actually really confused at this point. Okay, she's using... But yeah. I would just fight with the character that I play with most. And I would actually try to go through the entire story like that. I'd have that once I get a healer. Skill. And everybody else would be on the defensive, and they would be passive. They would never attack. I was able to easily beat the entire game. All of them. Every single one of them. On the harder difficulty. Without my teammates' support. Like, they never attacked. They never needed to attack. Sure, it was harder on me. But that's how it should be in general, even if they are attacking. Like, it was literally tough battles, even though they would heal. But if my teammates were all attacking, the healers will stop and heal you.
To take a small break? I brought some drinks with
and you can distract the monsters or have them target you, so that they can get off their heals. So. Or you can just stun them or whatever and completely halt them in their tracks. You get off the heels and they are just at a very bad position. It's much easier when you have your teammates there to back you up and heal you and fight with you, because you get the damage off it's way faster. Just everything is easier. But the game itself becomes much easier. So I had more fun. One thing I don't like about having the games like this is, okay, when you do most of the time, if you do have a party by yourself, you only have like one enemy to deal with. Sometimes two. When you have a party of 3 or 4, you have like 5 or so enemies. Why make the numbers different? It makes it easier. And if you're fighting on your own, I would suspect you would still want the same amount of enemies. Because I would try to, when you separate from teams, I try to go off on my own and do a little bit of training with that character. Because it's just no fun when you have a whole party. But sometimes you need it. Sometimes you really do need them. But the game should be harder without the need for me telling my teammates, no, don't attack when I'm on the hardest difficulty setting. And just limiting EXP is not a way to legitimately make the game harder. No, because that lowers what skills you get, and it just lowers your growth. You shouldn't use the lower your character's growth and development to make a game more difficult. I can understand monsters, keys, being slightly hard at points, but generally being easy or breezy to just run through. It makes sense. They're supposed to be monsters that you don't really do much. That they don't really do much. That's literally most of the point to them. They're just random encounters. They can be tough. But bosses are another story. Bosses should be more difficult. And that's one thing we're not getting. So I'd actually really like it if you guys told me if you feel the same about like the giant monsters for final bosses a lot of the time, and like the shields that just make them stagger or stuff like that, or if games are just generally being a little too easy in terms of how they do the bosses and how EXP is, they lower EXP on higher difficulties to try to make it harder instead of just making the game, the bosses, smarter or better or harder for harder difficulty. But really, this is really all the time we have for this episode. But I would really love to hear your feedback on this, because this is one thing in games that really generally bug me. If your bosses are just not difficult, I can understand it if you're playing on a lower difficulty setting, or if this is just your normal difficulty. But if you're on the hardest mode and your bosses are this easy that you have to tell your teammates not to do a single thing to make it a fun fight, then you got a problem. But this is all the time we have for this episode of MegaDimension Neptunia VII. If you like this episode, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all on the next episode.